Love me like this, love me like that, love me like this, and I love it right back.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to the worst show on K2, reacting to unpopular opinions. See, I had an abnormal amount of faith in my audience because they've been genuinely nothing but kind to me as a creator, so everyone was ready it would go all right. But boy, was I wrong. But it's fun as hell to make this kind of video, so I picked the best of the best, and I'll be trying my hardest to look at them with a sane frame of mind. Please keep in mind that these are all opinions and to respect them no matter how you feel about them. Don't come for the person behind your opinion, just disagree with their opinion and discuss with an open mind.
Music-wise, SM is the only Big 4 company that releases good music, and it should be the most popular company out of all of them. YG Music sucks. Hybe Music sucks except for newjeans, and JYP Music sucks except for nmixx.
This is a submission that without a doubt comes from someone who doesn't listen to many K-pop groups. How are you going to say that the music from a company with nomadic groups in the double digits is all bad? Hybe isn't really even a company, guys. It's a label with tens of creative directors and producers throughout each subsidiary. If JYP's standard of music doesn't to your taste, sure, it's still improbable and just sounds like company stam rhetoric. But Hybe? Not a single Hybe group other than newjeans catches your attention, but all of SM's groups do? It just feels close-minded. As for YG, I kind of see where you're coming from. I've found myself loving babymonster and a lot of Treasure's music so far. But YG does have a very specific sound, unlike these other companies. The YG sound being a single entity is something I can get behind, and if that's not for you, who am I to judge?
Male K-pop idols have the most nasally, screechy voices that make me unable to listen to any boy group music.
There's a lot of generalization in this very loaded sentence, but I do understand what this person means. I would genuinely just kind of recommend you to listen to more boy groups. I wish I knew what groups you're specifically talking about here so I could recommend you others and what your limit for this sound is. I'm sure you would enjoy groups like EXO if you got into them. I think they're the pinnacle of the exact opposite of this stereotype. Maybe even CIX or unbiased, but onlyoneof? I don't know, I just feel like there are far too many groups out there for this to apply to all of them.
K-pop stans and their obsession with expecting rookie idols to be absolutely perfect is crazy to me. Yes, they should at least debut with standard skills, but some things are only learned through experience. Confidence, professionalism, and so much more comes with time. Dragging rookie idols for being nervous on stage isn't gonna help, Sim.
Now this is an opinion I can agree with. Tearing apart these idols, especially if they're minors and especially if they're younger than 16, is not helping anyone. It's really not difficult and definitely not a problem to give them the benefit of the doubt when it comes to their talents and skills. But these are not supposed to be super talented, and that especially goes when they're from a smaller company. The trainers are looking for anyone with potential to grow, not just for marketing reasons, but for artistic reasons as well. The idea that rookie idols should be immediately talented but also young enough for their popularity to last all 7 years in South Korea is inherently paradoxical and just generally contradictory. This person said a lot that was on my mind, so whoever you are, thank you.
Airplane Part 2 by BTS might just be the most underrated K-pop song I know.
Okay, let's see. Alright.
Sserafim were never bad singers. Hybe just gave them songs out of their range because for that shitty company, bad publicity is still publicity. Imagine them in Coachella with Hot Now, they'd eat.
Thank God someone said this. You generally can't use the bad singer's excuse to hate on the Sserafim anymore when they're finally able to show their real capabilities. Yoonjin is literally a classically trained singer, and the fact that anyone in the world was recognizing a single back performance to call her untalented is absurd. Source Music was just waiting for them to get controversies to be compared to their predecessors, and then they'd have this underdog story when they finally got to showcase their real vocals. This kind of leads me to the next opinion.
Line distributions are a marketing tactic to get fans talking about the song and the members with less lines.
I swear I could talk about the miscellaneous marketing tactics that K-pop fans fall for hours. Let me know if you guys want a video on that because it would be really fun to make one. But this one is a special one that people seem to be falling for constantly. It's not just a way to push certain numbers, it's a way to get people talking at the expense of the idols they're supposed to protect. Sometimes it's generally just for the better of the song, of course, but a lot of time it's just, marketing. It's so frustrating when I see this kind of thing being thrown around about obvious marketing schemes, and it's a bit disappointing to me that people can't tell by now.
I'm tired of people shoving at my throat that past generations of K-pop music mainly applies to people who like to gloat about second, third gen K-pop being superior every chance they get are better than current K-pop music, fourth, fifth gen K-pop music.
As a fan since third gen, second and third gen glazers are so goddamn annoying. They act like K-pop was at its prime where every single song sounded like it was recorded on a microwave. Of course, you can look at my channel name and profile picture or just know me and understand how much I love Shinee, who are a second gen group. But some of their older songs are hard listens, man. A lot of second and third gen groups have a very special place in my heart, but let's not lie to ourselves. Music-wise, K-pop is only getting better.
Music is the most important part of standing a group, and if you're all caught up in the K-pop fandom culture, you'll forget that you're standing these groups because you like their music, not because they're pretty or young or unproblematic or fruity or whatever you want to call them. It all comes down to the music.
There is not a single opinion in this video that I can possibly agree with more. Music is the reason that I love K-pop. It's the reason I got into it 8 years ago, and the reason I'll be a fan for the foreseeable future. People think I'm biased when I say I think my alt groups have the best discographies, but then I wonder, why else are people looking groups? Are you really prioritizing visuals over the music? I just genuinely will never understand it.
Aespa's lack of live vocals in most events, music shows, award shows, concerts are extremely disappointing and somewhat unprofessional considering they can sing well but just don't want to, aren't allowed, plus the fact that their choreo isn't very challenging.
I was legitimately nodding my head in agreement reading this until the words "don't want to" slipped out there. Now, I'm not going to hold this against you. It really wasn't exactly even the point of this submission, and I do agree that it would be preferable if they sang live even once in a while. But I do want to talk about the assumption that a lot of K-pop stans seem to still hold. Why in the world would a group who didn't even have a say about their stage names be able to decide whether or not they're singing live? We know how Aespa is about their group singing live, which is crazy considering they're usually hailed as the best company for vocalists. But why assume that they don't want to when this is literally what they're passionate about? This is what they trained for years upon years for, and it's their life goal to be able to do something like this.
No company is a completely innocent angel of an agency, unless they started yesterday. Every company has done something wrong in their time as an establishment, but it's always been covered by more and more corruption, and a blanket of lies for extra coverage. I don't want to hear that company XYZ is the good one or company GKL did nothing wrong. It's all just rose-tinted glasses. Thank you for your time.
This needed to be said so much, and thank you for submitting it. At the end of the day, these are multi-millionaire companies that have nothing to gain but money. And really, most of these companies have hundreds of employees. Do you really expect all of them to be saints? No, obviously not. Most of the time, these companies will just weaponize the passion and ambition of young idols to their advantage. It would really take a miracle for there to actually be a good company by any standard. The best company would be the ones who literally don't make money, and those will never exist for as long as time goes on.
Y'all were being so dramatic with Sneakers and Boys Like You. I personally think they are great songs and fun to vibe out to.
K-pop stans will continue to be dramatic over releases that aren't up to par with their expectations until the universe caves into itself. I feel like they have a new worst song of all time every single week. None of these songs are legitimately bad enough to be the worst song ever like people claim they are, and it's embarrassing to see them flag a new one every 5 seconds. Maybe? Have you considered that K-pop just isn't for you anymore?
So sorry I was a huge stay back in 2020 to 2022, but now these days it's not the same. I used to
I
love
listened
their
to Stray
music.
Kids
They were
since
always trying
Elevator
out something
days,
different
and I can be so
creative.
completely
Now,
honest and
their
say their
music
music
is,
ever since
not
late
bad,
2021,
but no
early
eargasm
2020 to have
enough.
been so
You
ass.
know what
Stray
I
Kids
mean.
have gone
Mostly,
massively
I don't
downhill
stand
since
Stray
for
Kids'
it
music
because
is
maybe
not
it's
hitting
Stray
anymore.
Kids.
Stray Kids is
I haven't
music.
liked a Stray Kids.
I left these towards the end of the video for a good reason. I initially thought I'd get attacked for agreeing with this, but having looked through these opinions, people have been saying this every few submissions, and I feel it's a good time to talk about it. I don't know what's up with this group, but I can't get excited about any of their releases anymore either. I pretty much agree with every single opinion here. I love the members, and I think they're really talented, but what in the world is going on with their music and creative direction lately? It feels like they've really faded into the background and barely stand out at all anymore. I had no clue what's happening, and I honestly wished we at least knew. And the fandom is another story. They are so goddamn annoying. Oh my god, but maybe I should leave that out. Who knows?
I genuinely need Bomb Jew to lick me.
Yeah, the city is over.